Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Hare. Okay. Thank you for your patience with me.
Thank you for joining.
You're
I'm
saint.
sorry you lost your phone and then
Oh, it's been a nightmare. I have to tell you later. It's a nightmare. But I'm supposed to get it back tomorrow, but in FedEx by noon. Then I got a new one, a new iPhone 12, and then I broke it the next day. So then I had to send it back, and long story, but anyway, I'm happy to be here, connected.
Thank you for your enthusiasm to every week. Nice to
I was looking forward to you being on my computer so I could see you better, because you're such a tiny little 1-inch thing there, but I'm not sure what's going on, but that's all right. We can go.
If you're sharing, if you're seeing on your computer, then I can stop sharing here, so then we can see bigger pictures. So let's see if that works.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. So then we are looking at our computer for reading, and then when we are conversing, we can look at the screen to see each other.
That's awesome.
Okay, you want to share something you recall from previous reading?
Well, when I heard you say that, I thought my first thought was like, oh my gosh, I can't remember. So I would like to go scroll down to where we left off. The thing that sticks in my mind more than anything is about to pursue and know Krishna is the devotion is the thing that sticks in my head the most. You have to be a devotee, and that's the thing that sticks in my head the most. But I would like to scroll to where we left off last time so I could jog my memory.
You got the essence, so everything else will fall in place.
Okay, great. Thanks. That takes the pressure off.
Okay, so we will have a little struggle figuring out on your computer where we left, because so let's see if we can do that. So
okay.
you see the paragraph that starts with the Supreme Conscious Ishvara. If you like, you could do a Control F, which will help you search, and then you can type the Supreme Conscious, and that way, I guess it's easier to locate. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I see it. What do I do? Control F?
Yeah, Control F, and then you could do, I put on the chat for you, Facebook chat, the Supreme Conscious. So that's the paragraph that we need to be for reading.
Oh, okay. This is the one I found. Okay, the one I see says Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, Shiva, the living entity. I need to keep going. I got it. The Supreme Conscious Ishvara.
Okay, there we are. Technology works. Technology is great when it works.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
How are you? Okay.
You were saying something?
I was going to say, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Still safe and working from home and trying to follow all the COVID things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for asking. Okay, if you want to start with the paragraph, I think we did a couple of lines earlier, but it's too much content to cover, so we can start over. so it helps refresh.
Okay, and then I'll just read until I think we need to digest some.
Yes, sure.
The Supreme Conscious Ishvara is similar to the living entity in this way. Both the consciousness of the Lord and that of the living entity are transcendental. It is not that consciousness is generated by the association of matter. That is a mistaken idea. The theory that consciousness develops under certain circumstances of material combination is not accepted in the Bhagavad Gita. Consciousness may be pervertedly reflected by the covering of material circumstances, such as the light reflected through the colored glass may appear to be a certain color, but the consciousness of the Lord is not materially affected. Lord Krishna says, Maya Dhyakasina Prakriti. When he descends into the material universe, his consciousness is not materially affected. If he were so affected, he would be unfit to speak on transcendental matters, such as he does in the Bhagavad Gita. One cannot say anything about the transcendental world without being free from materially contaminated consciousness. So the Lord is not materially contaminated. Our consciousness at the present moment, however, is materially contaminated. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that we have to purify this materially contaminated consciousness. In pure consciousness, our actions will be dovetailed to the will of the Ishvara, and that will make us happy. It is not that we have to cease all activities, rather our activities are to be purified, and purified activities are called bhakti. Activities in bhakti appear to be like ordinary activities, but they are not contaminated. An ignorant person may see that a devotee is acting or working like an ordinary man, but such a person with a poor fund of knowledge does not know that the activities of the devotee or of the Lord are not contaminated by impure consciousness or matter. They are transcendental to the three modes of nature. We should know, however, that at this point, our consciousness is contaminated. So by contaminated, he means, well, he said, what I interpreted was by saying it's contaminated is it's not pure. Our motives aren't pure, or we're seeking, would that be accurate?
Yeah, what comes to mind when you say not pure, meaning what are some elements of impurity that are being referred to here?
Maybe somebody working and trying and concentrated all on how much money they can make, and worrying more about the money than being moral, and maybe stealing or lying or things having things I would translate it as things that have selfish motives, where you're going to benefit out of it is why you're doing it, instead of doing it just because it's a good thing to do. Because I feel like the things that we do, like when we do good things and don't get compensated for it, I might be way out in left field, like financially. Like I don't see that as like, oh, they owe me this or they should have paid me this. I look at it as like I'm doing it for the love of this person and for the love of the Lord. It's like not wanting to get something out of it, just wanting to give.
Yeah. There are 6 elements which comprise this impurity that is being spoken. And let me see if I can get those 6 right. So there is pride. There are subtle things in the heart, and those subtle things makes our action impure versus pure, like pride, envy, anger, hatred, jealousy, and all the negative emotions that we go through during our course of the day. they are not the way the Lord wants us to live our life.
Right.
So that's the part of the impurity. But like Prabhupada is saying, at this point in time, our consciousness is contaminated. So once our heart is free from these pushings of, like you said, competitive mentality. So in competitive mentality, what happens? We try to pull the other person down to bring ourselves up,
Mm-hmm.
which is not recommended, because each individual has their own strength, and each individual is the son of the Lord. So everybody has an equal opportunity to demonstrate the gift that the Lord has given them. And some person may be good at this, some person may be good at that. What the Lord would want is we develop a spirit of working as a team, encourage each other in whatever their strength is, help the other person to overcome their faults. We all have we all have strengths and we all have shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is perfect. And then what the Lord would want is, because we are all his sons, or here the language used is parts and parcels, so we are coming from him. He would want us to cooperate with each other and facilitate each other's um, goal or function in this world while we are here.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, what happens is we get into this whole thing of competitive mentality, anger, envy, jealousy, and then we exhibit all these towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the impurity that's being talked about here, and that's being called as contamination. So our dealings, when they are free from these impurities and negative emotions, and looking at the big picture, that hey, after all, everybody is a son of Lord, and everybody has some strengths and everybody has some weaknesses. Let me see how I can appreciate their strengths and help them overcome their shortcomings. That's my service unto the Lord. So the day we can live our life like that, it is pleasing to the Lord, and that is being called as a pure action, because it's for his pleasure, versus something that mm, I'm doing under the pushings of these negative emotions.
Yeah. And that's where bhakti, that term, that's what that means, because it says something along the lines that an ignorant person would think that someone doing bhakti is just like not accomplishing anything. Is that correct, or am I off?
So when we are doing our duties with a consciousness, having the big picture in mind, that let me help, let me be of some service to the Lord by appreciating the other person's strengths and helping him overcome his shortcomings. So we have a big picture in mind, and then we are doing our work. The work looks the same. So the job that I do at my office doesn't change per se. So I still go to my office, I still do the same job that I'm doing. But then when I do it and I have dealings with people, then I have the big picture in mind. And so my heart is still aligned the with the interest of the Lord, which is appreciate others and help them overcome their shortcomings. So my heart is still aligned with the interest of the Lord. And when the heart is aligned with his interest, then that is bhakti, versus I have my own interest saying, hey, this person didn't talk well to me yesterday. Today, let him come to me to get this work done, and I will show him.
Mhm.
That could be the motivation of my dealing, versus my motivation is coming from a bigger picture, saying, hey, he might be under some pressure yesterday, and so maybe he spoke to me like that. Let's see how I can resolve it today if he comes back to me. Meaning,
Mhm.
and that resolving is for the pleasure of the Lord, because we are brothers and sisters and we get together and work together. He is happy, versus seeing us fight with one another.
Mhm. Like the term I like is a worker among workers. Like nobody's better or lower. It's just like everyone's just trying to help each other along. Like I love how Ram Dass said, we're always walking each other home. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that's nice, and that's the way we would want to be. Although everybody, we can say everybody is equal, at the same time everybody is not equal, because everyone has different strengths and everyone
Mhm.
has different weaknesses, because we all are different and
Mhm.
we have different gifts. So also helping the other person to see what their gift from the Lord is, and how that gift can be used in the service of the Lord, because we all have some special gifts. We are different.
Mhm.
At the same time, we are same in the sense we are all sons of Lord.
Mhm. My cat's wanting to join us.
So anything else you want to discuss from this paragraph, or should we move on?
We can move on.
Okay, so let me read the next one.
Sure.
When we are materially contaminated, we are called conditioned. False consciousness is exhibited under the impression that I am a product of material nature. This is called false ego. One who is absorbed in the thought of bodily conceptions cannot understand his situation. Bhagavad Gita was spoken to liberate one from the bodily conception of life. And Arjuna put himself in this position in order to receive this information. From the Lord, one must become free from the bodily conception of life. That is the preliminary activity for the transcendentalist. One who wants to become free, who wants to become liberated, must first of all learn that he is not this material body. Mukti or liberation means freedom from material consciousness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, also the definition of liberation is given. Mukti, mukti hitvanyatha rupam swarupena vyavastiti. Mukti means liberation from material consciousness of this material world and situation in pure consciousness. All the instructions of Bhagavad Gita are intended to awaken this pure consciousness. And therefore, we find at the last stage of the Gita's instructions that Krishna is asking Arjuna whether he is now in purified consciousness. Purified consciousness means acting in accordance with the instructions of the Lord. This is the whole sum and substance of purified consciousness. Consciousness is already there because we are part and parcel of the Lord. But for us, there is the affinity of being affected by the inferior modes. But the Lord, being the Supreme, is never affected. That is the difference between the Supreme Lord and the small individual soul. Okay. So here, Prabhupada defined what is purified consciousness.
Liberation from the contaminated consciousness of this material world and situation in pure consciousness. I just read the definition of mukti. Is mukti the same as moksha, would you say? Are they same like synonyms? My teacher always uses the word moksha for liberation.
Yeah, moksha is the word for liberation. And
Okay.
what is being defined here is what is liberation?
Freedom from material consciousness.
Yeah. And acting in accordance with the instruction of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom from.
But how are you to?
Hmm.
Oh, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I mean, this is a question I've been answering my whole entire life. I mean, it's way. I know you don't have an answer like, well, it's this, but like, how are you like going? You want to hear the instruction of the Lord. Like when you're having problems, you want to hear from the Lord. You want contact with the Lord. Like, how do you get that when He's not like? Is it through meditation? And I mean, how do you get that conscious contact? How do you?
We get that by sound. So sound is the way by which we can connect with the Lord.
Like through mantra and chanting, you mean?
That is one way. And the other way is, like we say, Bhagavad Gita is the instruction of the Lord. So when there is a desire that I want to connect with the Lord and I want to connect with the instruction of the Lord, we cultivate a practice of hearing the instruction over and over.
Okay.
So the instruction goes within, and then when we remember that instruction, we make a connection with the Lord because it's the instruction of the Lord.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Just like Christians, we go to the Bible, or Jews, we get to the Quran, or yes. Okay. Yes.
So like we spoke in the very first or the second session we read, we said by chanting of the holy name, the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Says this chant is non-different from the Lord.
It is what from the Lord?
It is non-different.
Non-different?
So by this chant, the Lord, we are calling to the Lord, and the Lord is listening to us.
Okay. So like a direct route, sort of like a direct line. And, okay. And does that have to do with us speaking to Rama as well? Is that why? Did you tell me that in the beginning? Because Rama is like the route to get to Krishna. Like we can't go straight to Krishna. We have to go through her to him. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So so when we do this chant, then we connect with the Lord because we are calling him. This is one example somebody gave me when I was learning. They said, if I call your name, Andrea, you have your full attention, wanting to listen what I have to say next. So like that, when we call Krishna's name, we say Krishna. Then Krishna has his full attention. He is wanting to listen what we have to say.
Yes.
So that's,
and it's very basic. I mean, it's very it's very fundamental, or what's that? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think common sense sort of, but yes. But I just incidentally, and I'm always random with stuff. I just wanted to show you, I think I showed you, this is a book that we're doing in our study in the mornings, but we're like way back, and I hope it's not gonna like harm, or I think it will just add back where I don't even know where I left off. Oh, the yoga of devotion, we're in chapter 12. So I'm like way far ahead in this, but I think this is like gonna help each other. Like this is my first contact ever in my whole life. I'm 40 years old with the Gita, and now I'm getting way more details from you. So and I actually would like to get a copy of the one I'm probably going to order on Amazon. I'm going to have to ask you to spell his name again for me, of the one that you're using. I think that would be helpful. Is that possible to get that on Amazon?
It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
You could get a copy if you like. I can send you the link.
Yeah, I have like a million pens, and of course I can't find one.
That's fine. I can send you. I can send you the link. You don't have to like write down.
All right, that'd be great. Yes, I would like to have this copy, definitely. Are you familiar with this, or are you familiar with this Sri Swami Satchidananda?
I have not read it because there are so many interpretations of the Gita.
That's what I've heard.
And since I found this one, I didn't feel a need to read anything else, so I just stuck with this. Okay, great. Yeah,
that's what I was told by a friend before I started, that there's so many. Is that on your end or mine?
This is on my end. I'm trying to close all the stuff that I
find my tea real quick. Right here. Oh, how's the weather there? It's yucky here.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. It's better, yeah, way better than what it was. I hope you can travel someday, come to Chicago, and we can meet.
Yes, absolutely. That would be awesome. Yeah, I can drive there and come back the same day. It's only like 5 hours. Yeah, it'd be nice. Well.
Okay, so do we want to do something else in this paragraph, or we are good?
No, we're good. I'm good with this one.
Okay, what I'm taking away from this paragraph is the definition of purified consciousness, which is the sentence, maybe third sentence from the bottom, where Prabhupada says, purified consciousness means acting in accordance with the instruction of the Lord.
Okay.
And then he says, this is the whole sum and substance of purified consciousness. So, aligning ourselves with the instruction of the Lord. Okay, do you want to go ahead, read the next paragraph?
Sure. We got a late start. If you have time, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this consciousness? This consciousness is I am. Then what am I? In contaminated consciousness, I am means I am the Lord of all I survey. I am the enjoyer. The world revolves because every living being thinks that he is the Lord and creator of the material world. Material consciousness has two psychic divisions. One is that I am the creator, and the other is that I am the enjoyer. But actually, the Supreme Lord is both the creator and the enjoyer, and the living entity, being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is neither the creator nor the enjoyer, but a cooperator. He is the created and the enjoyed. For instance, a part of a machine cooperates with the whole machine. A part of the body cooperates with the whole body. The hands, legs, eyes, and so on are all parts of the body, but they are not actually enjoyers. The stomach is the enjoyer. The legs move, the hands supply food, the teeth chew, and all parts of the body are engaged in satisfying the stomach because the stomach is the principal factor that nourishes the body's organization. Therefore, everything is given to the stomach. One nourishes the tree by watering its root, and one nourishes the body by feeding the stomach. For if the body is to be kept in a healthy state, then parts of the body must cooperate to feed the stomach. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the enjoyer and the creator, and we, as subordinate living beings, are meant to cooperate to satisfy him. The cooperation will actually help us, just as food taken by the stomach will help all other parts of the body. If the fingers of the hand think that they should take the food themselves instead of giving it to the stomach, then they will be frustrated. The central figure of creation and of enjoyment is the Supreme Lord, and the living entities are cooperators. By cooperation, they enjoy. The relation is also like that of the master and the servant. If the master is fully satisfied, then the servant is satisfied. Similarly, the Supreme Lord should be satisfied. Although the tendency to become the creator and the tendency to enjoy the material world are there also in the living entities, because similarly, these tendencies are in the Supreme Lord who has created the manifested cosmic world. I feel like it kind of repeated itself. Maybe it's trying to make reinforce it that just the whole cooperation, the whole parts of the whole, you know what I mean? I felt like they repeated that to get it through, sort of like it's important.
Mm-hmm. I like the two analogies mentioned in the paragraph. So the first analogy is of the stomach,
Mm-hmm.
and the second analogy is of the tree.
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like if I want to nourish a tree, I go water the root of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't go clean the leaves and then anything to the branches. I know that if I water the root of the tree, everything else gets nourished automatically, which is pretty basic. Nobody has to like say anything. It's basic. And then
Right.
and then similarly, Prabhupada is taking that to our situation and saying, if you want to be happy, then you're not going to be happy by doing something. When you water the root, from where did you come? Whose son are you? I am the son of the Lord. If you water the root, if you make the Lord happy, then you become happy.
Mm.
So
Yes.
he's drawing that parallel and saying, this is as basic as you water the root of the tree. So you serve the Lord is happy, and then you become happy. Why we are dissatisfied or why we feel a void in life, and we feel there is not enough, or I'm not happy, because we try to figure out to become happy on our own, having our own idea of how I can become happy. Today, everybody has their own idea of their own happiness. And we are chasing that idea, thinking if I can implement this idea, I will become happy. But then Prabhupada is saying, if you serve the Lord becomes happy, and you derive your happiness from there because you are a part and parcel of the Lord. Like a finger is a part and parcel of the body. Finger cannot enjoy on its own.
But without the finger, the food on the hand, then the food wouldn't get to the mouth to get to the stomach. So even though the finger might seem insignificant, it's not. So all like parts, those parts play minor roles, some parts play larger roles.
So the same concept of everybody is the son of the Lord. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Nobody is like insignificant. Every person on this planet Earth is significant. Irrespective of he being an animal, a human being, whatever, a living being is significant because every living being has a part to play in the whole big creation. Like a finger might seem insignificant, but it is not insignificant. Likewise, every single being on this planet is significant because they are parts and parcels of the Lord.
Yeah, we talked about something similar like that last week, and I was like, well, then, like, why did God make mosquitoes? And my teacher had a reason for it, and even cockroaches and everything. They all like serve a purpose. They like eat something else, or they clean something, and even rats. And it's like, oh my! I never thought of it. I thought like the pests were just like. I always wondered, why did God make them? And my teacher had answers.
Yeah. Every single thing has a significance on the planet Earth, meaning we may or may not know what the significance is, but then from this analogy and by our practical experience that every day we eat food, and we eat food by the help of our hand, and that nourishes our body. So applying the same analogy to the whole universe, everything has its own place.
It's ironic. I know we're about to close, but it's just a coincidence that right after Christmas, my boyfriend bought a Christmas tree and a thing to put into the ground, and it's been sitting in our front porch ever since Christmas. And he kept saying he was going to plant it, kept saying he was going to plant it. Well, don't you know, finally he planted it yesterday, and all night long we got the biggest rainstorm. And it was just a little, I mean, it's only like probably 4 feet tall, but we're hoping it'll grow as the years go on, obviously. But when you're talking about water in the roots, so I was just thinking we just planted that tree and it got a lot of water. Just a coincidence.
Yeah, I'm sure the water went to the root of the tree.
When it knocked off a few needles, it was a pretty hard storm, but the roots got it.
Yeah. Should we do like one more paragraph and then we can stop? It's a small paragraph.
Yeah, if it's a small one, that's fine. Oh, I did want to mention too that after today, I'm not going to do this time, and I was wondering if Saturdays at 9 would work for you.
I have something else going on Saturday at 9. Okay. But I can do like 8 o'clock if that works for you.
Well, 8 o'clock in the morning, you mean? Yeah, 8 o'clock would be 9 mine. So that's perfect. Okay,
so 8 o'clock Saturdays.
Yes. 8 o'clock your time. Yes.
Yeah, I can do that time. Yeah.
Okay, but next weekend we're going to my boyfriend's sister's for Easter all weekend. So maybe, well, we can talk through the week and find another day, because I have lots of open slots. I just can't. It's hard for me to commit to one certain time, because then thing. Like I'm gonna start teaching yoga in the park and this and that. So things just change all the time.
Yes, summer's coming and everybody has plans for the summer because summer doesn't last long. It feels
I know.
I'm happy you have plans for the summer.
Yes, I'll be busy.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we can figure out time and a day,
and I was curious just because I'm like just like that curious. Where are we in the introduction? Like, are we even close to beginning it, or are we still like far away?
We are like 35% there.
So we're what?
35%.
We're only 35% through the introduction?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow.
Because
it's good though.
It's an introduction to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Right. I think I can take the time to listen to the introduction.
Yeah. If I want to introduce myself, I have a paragraph or a two because I don't have much accomplishments or so much. But then if you see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has created this big gigantic universe, and he has populated all these tiny living entities. We are here, and now we are trying to understand what he's speaking. So there is an introduction needed for him. So when we get into the actual talk, then we understand from where he's coming, who he is.
Okay. Yep. Yes. I agree.
Okay. Should we do the little paragraph and then stop?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it is it your turn? I can't forget.
I did the last one, so maybe you can read this one.
Is it we shall find?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can. We shall find, therefore, in this Bhagavad Gita that the complete whole is comprised of the supreme controller, the controlled living entities, the cosmic manifestation, eternal time, and karma, or activities, and all of these are explained in this text. All of these taken completely form the complete whole, and the complete whole is called the supreme absolute truth. The complete whole and the complete absolute truth are the complete personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. He's everything. He's it. I just noticed this book sitting over here. I'm just curious if you've ever seen it, talking about all the stuff about consciousness.
Absolute knowledge. No, I have not.
Absolute consciousness, absolute knowledge that liberates consciousness. A different teacher gave it to me. And when we're talking about consciousness stuff, I tried to read it. But this is nice and easy. He's the complete whole and the complete absolute truth are the complete personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. And he's got so many different energies.
Yeah.
That we can't even fathom.
Like we have energies, like we have an energy in our body that digests our food. We have some energy that we go to office, we perform some work, or we do some yoga, or whatever we do. We have little energies that help us do what we want to do. If I want to walk from this end of the room to that end of the room, I have a resource, legs, and they help me walk. But imagine somebody's creating the entire gigantic universe. He's not only creating. I can create something, but then the creation has to work, meaning the seasons have to change, the sun has to rise, the vegetation has to happen. After a certain time of the day, there is night, and then there is afternoon, and there is evening, and meaning there's a lot happening.
Today's the full moon. The moon moved. Today's the full moon.
Yeah. Today is a full moon day.
Yes.
Yeah. So he has a lot of energies, yeah, that do stuff for him. In this paragraph is also a little summary of what we read before. We read before that Bhagavad Gita comprises of five topics.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
And then the first sentence of this paragraph is kind of a little summary of the 5 topics which got introduced to some extent, and then they will be elaborated in the whole Bhagavad Gita. So he's giving a little summary of the 5 topics. He's saying they are Supreme Controller, the Lord, living entity, we, the cosmic manifestation, whatever we see around us, the cosmic manifestation, the time according to which everybody works. We sleep on a time, we wake up on a time, we do things as per time. And then there are activities that we do in this world, and then he's terming them as karma. So yeah, you will see, as you said, there is a repetition, and the repetition is to help us remember. And to your question in the beginning of the session, that how do we connect with the Lord? We connect with the Lord by remembering. And to remember, we have to go over it again and again, so we can remember when we want to remember. So the text is just helping us become familiar with the subject and then get it within us. So when we want to connect with the Lord, we can remember and then establish a connection.
And he knows that we want to connect with him because, like, right now, he knows that we're meeting and trying to learn, and that we want to, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. So like we fix a time and then we read. If we fix a time and then say, okay, this is my time for you, Krishna, and then we chant his holy names, the Hare Krishna chant, then that helps us making a connection with him on a daily basis. And then gradually, as we move along the course, it will help us to make a connection with him on a moment to moment basis. So like more and more intimate. Like I can call a friend when I want to talk. You can call Krishna when you want to express something to him.
That's like his phone number, sort of, or it's like a text, sort of. You know what I mean? Just being silly. Yeah. It's communication. An email.
Yeah. So the chant is a way to communicate with him or call him or whatever.
Okay. Well, I'll just stay in touch with you through the week, because I would like to have a session before I leave. I don't think we're leaving until like Saturday morning for Easter. Was there something more you wanted to say about? I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I'm done. So you want to figure out a time for this week when we can meet, and before Saturday, hopefully.
Yes, like maybe later in the week. I have no idea what time right now. I'll just like throw some at you and see what works for you. And because I'll be leaving Saturday, and I'll get home late Sunday night, and then start up again the next week with yoga and everything. So I don't want to like schedule the whole 2 weeks without meeting. So maybe like Thursday Thursday or Friday sometime. I'll just throw some times to you. Would that be all right? And then you see what works for
Yeah.
you, and hopefully we
Yeah.
can throw a dart.
Thursdays and Fridays mornings may not work because I start my
Okay.
work at 8 my time.
Okay. Okay.
So evenings will work better on a Thursday or a Friday. I can do like
Okay.
6 p.m. or 6 p.m. should work, or yeah, 6 p.m. should work for me. Thursday or Friday or a
Okay.
6:30. You can let me know whatever
Yes. Okay.
whatever works for you.
All right. Should we end with the prayer too, or had?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
we can end with the prayer too.
Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't get it on my screen, and I'm not. I can't remember the order.
Okay, let me put it on the screen.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. You have it now? Okay, let me see.
Do I go to the top, or did you put it in this?
I can put it here. Let's see.
Hmm. Oh. I know it's not difficult. There, I found it. I just didn't want to do it incorrect. Okay.
Okay.
Hare.
You have it?
Krishna. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hare. Okay.
I have it.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. 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 Hare. Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama.
Rama
Rama. Rama. Hare. Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. 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 Hare. Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama.
Hare
Rama. Hare. Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay.
Okay.
You can see if you like, take 10 minutes every day and then make it a daily practice to chant. So and see how it goes.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I did that the last time you mentioned that. I did that for a few days, but you know how I am. I get distracted.
Yeah.
But yes,
We all get distracted, so we all need reminders, and we are here to help each other and remind each
yeah.
other. So
Thank you so much. I really honor you and appreciate you.
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for joining, and we will connect again during the week.
Yes, I'll let you know what time.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
You too.